Hi, Lakshmi, can you hear me? Could you please unmute? Your voice is not audible. Yeah, hi, Lakshmi. Hi, Sudhir.
Yeah, hi ma'am.
Yeah, hi, Lakshmi. Yeah, could you introduce yourself, please, Sudhir? Like, what I want from your side is your purpose of joining the training, and are you familiar with any of the coding languages, or is it the IT field or non-IT field is what I want as part of introduction.
Uh, Hi, this is Sudhir. I just completed my master's in computer science only. I got some familiar with Java language, and I don't have any experience with the Java. That means any job experience with the Java.
Okay, but you have some knowledge, right?
Yeah, I have some knowledge.
Yeah, like are you familiar with core Java? What kind of knowledge may I know in details?
Core Java.
Okay, you're familiar. You're like thorough.
Yeah,
Okay, you did
but not thorough. I'm not fully.
beginner level,
Yeah,
beginner.
yeah.
Okay, fine. Good to know you, Sudhir.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, Lakshmi, would you please unmute?
Hi, my name is 𝐲𝐶𝐮'𝐫𝐞. I recently completed my master's in computer science. Uh, I have some knowledge on Java, like some basic knowledge on Java.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So what I understand from your introduction part is that you both are just at the beginner level, and you still are working with trying to grab the knowledge on Java, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know, people. Lakshmi Venkat, nice. Okay, so as part of this demo, what I'm planning is I will just introduce some of the concepts that are part of core Java. Though you are familiar, yes, I would still like you people to make it perfect. And then, because this is a full stack training, correct? So then full stack, we need to first get thorough with the concepts of the hands-on experience with Java. And then only you can catch up the next concepts of advanced Java. That is what is my understanding with this particular training. And all the concepts will be given with the hands-on experience. That means you will be allowed to try it within the training time. You don't have to spend extra time apart, unless it is an assignment. So basically within the training, whatever I cover as concept, so that I will give you like 10 minutes, 15 minutes time in between the training. You people can practice that particular concept then and there. So that's a plus point. And yes, assignment will be given to you at the end of the sessions, so that it is just for you making it thorough with that particular concept and getting you familiar with the much in depth, like doing it on your own makes things clear by learning the things. That's the purpose of giving the assignments. And also some assessments would be conducted for you people, like quizzes, some questionnaire within the session will be conducted just to assess you people how you are catching up with the concepts. Okay, so that's the basic level of introduction. So this is the agenda for today. So the agenda here goes like I will just cover the first two topics as part of this demo for this particular session. So yes, we have a lot of concepts here. You can see that object, class, methods, control statements, what is JDK, arrays, blah, blah, blah. So many topics are there. Out of this, Sudhir, can you tell me to what level you're familiar? Like, what is the topic that you could get?
I'm familiar with the Java variables, data types, and also Java. bytecodes, objects, classes, methods, and control statements.
Array static,
Uh,
you're not much familiar, correct?
yeah, I just know a little bit knowledge about this polymorphism and abstraction, encapsulation, all the OOPS concept.
Okay. Lakshmi Venkat, how about you?
I got some knowledge on OOPS concept, like encapsulation, inheritance, and some strings.
Okay, so that helped me. Okay, fine. That's well and good. Okay, so I will start from ABC level because I take my trainees to whatever extent, whatever level I want to take, just to make the foundation clear. I would still like to start from ABC. So, yeah, welcome to the Java world. Java world is very huge. There are lots of opportunities. And yes, it is growing in a faster way, though it's an older language. I was like 20 years, I used to work for development side, and still Java is still valid. So I can like make out like things are so nice and still growing up. It's good to see Java learning every day. So James Gosling was the first person who initiated words Java, and initially he called it with the name called as Oak, and later he named it as Java. It is not an abbreviation, it's not having any short form, full form, it's just a name. Okay, so from where did he pick this particular name is basically there is an island in Indonesia, Java, active volcano or whatever it is. So that name he picked. Yeah, right? There's some active volcano or something. I heard someone speak.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So there is a Java is not a full form. Java is not a short form. It's just a name. So basically, James Gosling, what he did was when he started Java, it was initially called Oak, and later he came with this particular name Java. That's because he liked that particular Indonesian island Java, and that is why he renamed Oak to be called as Java. And he picked up the coffee cup, his own coffee cup, as the logo of Java. And that is why we see our application still having this particular logo of Java as his favorite coffee cup. Sun Microsystem was the first public implementation of Java till 1995. Sun Microsystem, when I used to like be a developer, that time that was like 1995. Sun Microsystem was the owner. These days, Oracle has taken over, and Oracle owns Java. One good feature about Java is it is write once, run anywhere. Okay, so we call this as platform independence also, independent language also. It means that if you write the code only once, no, if you write the source code, okay, so whatever source code we write only once, and you can run it anywhere which has a runtime environment of Java. That's what we call it as write once, run anywhere. Okay, so now Java is basically a programming language, and in particular, it is object-oriented programming language. So you people told me that you know some of the concepts. So could you tell me what is the meaning of object-oriented programming language? Sudhir or Lakshmi Venkat?
Object is a combination of classes and methods.
Okay. Lakshmi Venkat, any other thoughts?
Classes using objects and
So what I would explain here is Java is object oriented. So I look at a car on the road. So the same car, can I make up a code for the car? Yes, I can write a code. So if you think of a car wheel, and we can expect like a car has a brand, it has four wheels, it has a color, so whatever engine. So those are some of the properties of a car. So the same properties of a car can be replicated in the form of the code. So basically car is an object. You can create that particular object in Java also, and that's why we call Java as object-oriented programming language. As simple as that. Yes, we without creating objects, we cannot. We start creating objects in Java. Without creating an object, we cannot go ahead with any coding in Java, and that's also the reason why Java has been called as object-oriented programming language. Next, what we have here is Java in the real world. So basically in the real world is nothing but in and around us. We have lots of applications working on Java. So if you would have come across Android phones, Android mobile phones, they actually use Java because Android is itself built on top of Java. Okay. So that is why Android OS operating system is built on top of Java. Internally, it is built within Java itself. And apart from this, yes, we have different desktop applications like media player, antivirus, web applications like IRCTC, javapoint.com, enterprise applications like banking applications, because Java is secure enough. So more security is provided by Java. That is why it is being widely used in banking applications. Mobile applications are there, mobile gaming are there, embedded systems, smart card, robotics, gaming. Yeah, all these are different applications of Java in the real world. So what are the different flavors, types of Java? We have basically three types of Java. One is called as core Java. Whenever we talk, we will call it as core Java. It's actually called with the technically, it is called as Java SE, Standard Edition, where fundamental language fundamentals are being explained as part of core Java. So ABC level, or writing even sentences as in English. So that's the core Java part. So if you want to write like essays, yes, then you have to go with Enterprise Edition, which is actually like development of websites, connecting to the database. So all those concepts will be covered in Java doubly. And Micro Edition is for mobile applications. So I also don't know about this Micro Edition much, but yes, these two I am much familiar. I'm at an expert level. So generally my sessions are more interactive. You can ask questions anytime in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. And make sure, yeah, this is all done. They make sure recordings are there. You take away the recordings. And generally my training starts on time. And in case I don't join more than 15 minutes, it will be intimated in the WhatsApp group. But in case there is the delay, please do not wait. And so this is the first program. Let me just execute. So I generally use this for the first 2 to 3 classes. I generally go ahead with this particular Java online editor. So this is a basic editor which is having a simple 9 lines of code here. And if I go down, I scroll down and click on this execute button. There I get an output saying that sum of x plus y equals 35, which means that there is some code which is working and it's giving me the sum as 35, x plus y equal to 35. So I want you people to run through this code, and this is a simple code, very simple code at your level, but still I would like to explain. Please execute it, and you people, I want you people to explain me the code.
Ma'am, the output will be like a sum of x plus y is equal to 35.
What is the code doing?
It's addition, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Yes, Lakshmi Venkatesh, please. We could not hear you, Lakshmi Venkatesh. Venkat.
We are calling the my class as public, and we are declaring three variables x, y, and z. So we are assigning the x, y into z, like operating addition,
Yes,
and we are printing the output in z.
correct. You're right. So both of you are right. So I understood that you, at the basic level, you people are good enough. Okay, so now why don't we add some float values? What are the float values? Float. What do you mean by float? Is nothing but int stores the whole numbers or the integer values. So plus and minus values are allowed as part of the int values. Float values are nothing but for storing the decimal values. So supposing I want to add 1.5 with 1.5. Yes, you have to change the data type and change it to float. And let's say I want to add 1.5 and 2.5 and I would like to display. Okay. So this also has to be made as float. Otherwise you'll get an error. So can you people expect me an output or error? Will it result in an error or result in an output?
Output, ma'am.
Output?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's check. I'll just execute. So there I get some small errors. So can anyone tell me what is the error? What is the problem? Okay, so basically it is saying that possible lossy conversion from double to float. So by default, whenever you have float values, it is mandated that we have a F along with the values. Okay, so otherwise what will happen if you don't put an F, this value will be treated as double value. Okay, so double value cannot be stored directly into the float. It needs some kind of conversion. So that is why it is giving you a compilation error. So that is why we have to put a F here whenever you use the float values. Let's go ahead and execute. So there we get the output as 4.0. So the basically decimal numbers can be stored in float. Okay, well and good. We will take out the F now. We will start storing. We don't want to use F and all. I will use double. So this is also another data type which helps us to store decimal values. Let's change wherever float was there. I just change it to double. So can you people expect an output now directly?
Maybe yes.
Yes. Let's check. There we get an output because double is directly compatible and it is accepting the value and we don't need any kind of conversion here. So double also accepts the decimal values. So then what is the difference between float and double? That's the question that next arises. Correct? So basically, whenever you use float values, it is having a smaller range. After the decimal point, I want to store up to 15 digits. You cannot have it in float, but yes, you can have it in double. Double stores up to 15 digits after the decimal point, whereas float, it only stores 6 to 7 digits after the decimal point. That is half of it. Okay, so that's the difference between double and float. Is it understood?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so that is the difference. Minor details, yes, minor details do matter because when you end up in an error, you will start digging and you will not understand. So getting an in-depth knowledge of the subject or whatever is a coding language is very important. Coming to, yes, we will, okay, please try this. Try to make the double and float and then if you have any questions, make sure you do it. After you people are done, please send me a done message in the chat box. Okay, Sudhir, just hold on. Try to change these variable names, Sudhir. X, Y, Z. Give some meaningful names. Get the code working. Okay, Lakshmi.
Ma'am, only uh, if we try to change the name, we need to try to change in here in system.out.println also, right?
I will show you. Hold on. Okay. Just have a look at my screen first. So X is a variable, but in in algebraic expressions, it is okay. X is like accepted, Y is accepted, we'll understand. But in our coding language, generally we prefer a full name for the variables. Like this is a number. So why don't we give number 1? And why don't we give number 2? So whenever we are adding, it makes more sense to use a full names. And variable names cannot start with the, I think now, okay, I'll give you the more details there. So basically, we will give the meaningful names. You can give again here, first number, second number. We can use better names for our better understanding. So basically the code, how you have to write the code is someone looks at your code here, it should be like English for him to understand. So that's the actual ideal code, how it should be written. So instead of X and Y, we will use number 1 and number 2. So wherever X is there, let's name it as number 1, and wherever Y is there, we'll name it as number 2. Now instead of Z, why don't we call it sum, right? We are trying to add the numbers. So whenever you add, you get a sum. So instead of writing this message, we will give sum equal to. Don't worry about the number 1, number 2. So sum equal to, and we will just use sum because Z is naturally stored in sum. So let's add, yeah, you can change the values also here, no issues. We will add, let's execute. So what you can expect the output to be, sum equal to, and whatever is the value, or that we'll get that particular value after adding the numbers. So we get sum equal to 4.0 because 1.0, 1.5 plus 2.5 gives us 4.0. So whenever, yeah, please try it. Try to change the variable names.
Yeah, done, ma'am.
Okay, I saw the message. If you end up in an error, please let me know.
No errors, ma'am.
Okay. So Lakshmi Venkat, you are also done? Okay. So basically what I did here is I'm introducing the different data types. Data types are nothing but the type of data you would like to store. So for example, I would like to store int. Int in the sense I would like to store integer values. Okay, integer values. So for example, int, an example here is int age of a person equal to 8. So that means 8 is a whole number. That is why I give the data type as 8. Sorry, int. Now coming to float, yes, I want Sudhir to tell me what we would like to store here. decimal values, correct? So float and height of a person, let's say, and equals to 5.1. F is mandatory, so F. Double, could you tell me, Lakshmi Venkatesh? So Lakshmi Venkat, decimal values, correct? And here I would like to take the example of double average AVG equal to whatever is the average, 45.3. So this is my double. We still have other data types called as char, boolean, okay, and then short, long. These are the okay, long. Byte is also there. Okay, I'll just write byte also. Okay. So yeah. So these are the other data types, but most of the time we will be dealing with these kind of data types. So char is for storing one letter or one number. One letter or one number. If you want to store, you can use. So char first equal to, or s equal to y. I want wherever s I would like to give, then I would just want like to say it as y. Boolean, yes. Any thoughts? It will only accept true or false values, no other values. And byte, short, int, long, they work exactly like int values. Okay. Just that range, the range is small in byte, slightly bigger range of numbers are stored in short. Int will store up to 10 digits, but long will store more than 10 digits of numbers. That is what is, again, these are again for storing integer numbers plus and minus with different ranges. That's the only difference between byte, short, int, long. This is how you can understand the concept of data types. Now coming to this variable. So this is called a variable. Age can hold different values. Sometimes it could be 8, sometimes it could be 20, sometimes it could be 40. Age keep differing. So it's called as a variable. So when you are giving a variable name, certain rules are to be followed as part of the names to be given. So it can start with underscore or it can start with the dollar symbol also. Or dollar symbol also you can start. There are certain rules that you can follow and you can get the name of the, whatever name you give here, it's called as a variable part. So now coming to the concept of platform independent. I think Sudhir told me that Java is platform independent, right? So could you help me understand, Sudhir, what your thoughts?
Uh, it can be implemented in one system and executed in another system like that.
Fine. Want to put of it, 2 steps involved here.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah, good ma'am.
Okay. So basically, I have a Java code here, and there are 2 steps in order to get the output. First step, we call it as compilation. Compilation of code. This is the first step which happens. Second step is execution of the code. So for compilation, there is a command called as javac or javac. Okay. So how to use javac is javac file name .java. So all Java files will have .java as the extension. So javac file name .java will give you the compilation. So if there are any errors, it will display any errors. But if there are no errors, what will happen? So when there is no errors, what will happen is one particular file is generated. Okay, so this file is generated. This file we call it as generated, and this file we call it as file name dot class file. It's not a Java file now. It's called a dot class file. So this dot class file, we call this file with a special name, which is called as bytecode. Most of the time in interviews, they will ask you what is bytecode, how Java is platform independent. So I'll be discussing about the interview questions also. You can make a note of those things. So basically a bytecode is nothing but whenever there is a Java code, if you compile it using Java C, it creates a dot class file, which is called as platform independent. This is bytecode. Because of bytecode, so because of this generated file, Java becomes platform independent. Okay. Why? What is the meaning of platform independent is if you use this bytecode, okay, if you use this bytecode, then you don't need the Java source code. No need for Java source code. This is enough. You can run and get the output on Linux OS. You can directly run on Windows OS, get the output, or Mac OS also you can get the output. No need for this Java code. The bytecode is good enough and you can work with any of the operating systems. It will give you the output. So platform independent, OS independent. Platform is nothing but like operating system independent code will be working. And that's why this bytecode makes our Java as platform independent. Okay. So once this bytecode is there, if you want to execute, then the command here is just Java. No need to use Java. Just Java is the, and file name is enough. So this file name is good enough. You will get the output on Mac OS or Windows or any of the operating system. It can work very easily. This is the concept of bytecode. Okay. Is it clear? Any doubts? So
No
when you
doubts, ma'am.
yes, yes, thanks. Sir. So basically, I will show you hands-on for this also when you actually take up the actual course, not as part of demo. I will not be able to show this particular details of what is a bytecode generated, how it's generated, all those details I will not give you at this moment. So basically, just to recap, you have your Java code, which is having .java extension. Once you compile with Java C, it generates a .class file called as bytecode. This, if you run using the Java as a command, then you get the program output. These are the steps which you have to follow when you are executing as when you want to show that platform independent concepts. These are the things that will be the concepts that are covered. So these are some of the reserved words of Java, which only Java will understand, and we have to be careful. So observe that all reserved words are small case letters. And also, um, Java is basically case sensitive. Okay. So Java is basically case sensitive language, which helps helps us write the proper code. So whenever you are writing the Java code, so you have to be very careful where you have to put the capital letters, where you have to use the small case letters. So that you have to be little careful. Otherwise, you'll end up in errors. Okay, just go through this particular list of reserved words and you can just understand how many words you are familiar, how many words you're not familiar. You can just go through that. So by the end of core Java, okay, only the first part, you will get like 90 to 95% of these reserved words will be covered. You will get to know.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Or what is the meaning of full stack? Any thoughts? What is back end? What is front end? How they are connected? Okay, so let's understand what is Java full stack. So full stack is nothing but, it's a combination basically. It's nothing but back end plus front end. So back end is nothing but, it's a Java code that you have to learn. Like in particular, you must be familiar and you should be at a good, at least medium kind of a thing at Java, core Java and advanced Java concepts. Advanced Java concepts. This you have to be very having a clear picture of what is this backend. So core Java is like a fundamental level. So this is a must. Okay. Even if you want to go to advanced Java without this, it is like not even the first step. Okay. The very first step is to climb the core Java concepts. Then you can go ahead with advanced Java concepts, Spring, all that. So here we will be covering Spring concepts, Spring framework, Spring Boot. So you would have gone through the list of topics, Maven, all those things. Now coming to what is the meaning of this particular front end. Front end is nothing but the moment you start loading any web page. There are so many web pages, right? This is, for example, this is a web page. So I have this particular link and this is a web page. The moment it started loading, the moment it started working, so many things got changed. So the front end is nothing but how do you develop a website? Okay. So basically, what is front end? Front end is nothing but building a website. But yes, front end involves building a website. But all your details will be there in the Java code. That you have to get to the front end. Okay. So Java code will have some details that you have to put to the front end as a website. In between, there are concepts of database concepts or performing the CRUD operations. So many concepts are there. So in between, database will be connected. It will have lots of data that again you have to display it on your front end. So there you will see that how you can build a website, and that's the combination saying that you have to understand the back end, then you have to understand the front end, then you become a full stack developer. And between there is some connectivity that is involved, correct? We need to connect that back end and connectivity. Okay. So we have to use the connectivity here. The connectivity comes into the picture. How do you connect the backend? So backend will be there in the Eclipse. Okay. So we have our editor, something called as Eclipse. Have you heard of this? Eclipse
Yes,
or
ma'am.
any?
Yes, ma'am.
So basically we will be having Eclipse as our Lakshmi, he went, okay, fine. So our we will be using Eclipse throughout our training, and that is where all Java code will be written. But Eclipse will be having Java code and Angular. So for this front end technology is using Angular framework. Have you heard of this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So Angular framework, it's a separate framework. So here Java code will be there, here Angular framework. So both have to be connected. So how to do that particular connection, how you can build an application, how do you build a website. So that is all about how you can, what do we call it as Java full stack training. Okay. So yeah, these are some of the details as part of the demo. Okay, so I have a quite a bit, all materials will be passed to you people. I have a good, like lots of, say, look at my slides. You can find that there are a lot of content I'll be covering to the entire training. Some, yeah, 155 slides in between. I keep changing, adding all the details. And not only that, yeah, we have the Spring framework. Yes, Spring framework is also there. Angular is there. So I will be showing the Angular contents. All materials will be shared to you people. Okay. So there are also like 300 slides are there that I'll be covering. Again, that is also hands-on. Also, a Spring framework. Yeah. There also lot of things are there that one has to understand. So it's a huge thing. So yeah, we will be going ahead with all these concepts.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So any particular expectation, if you have, you can let me know now. Or if you have any questions, you can, yes, ask.
Ma'am, does the AWS concept will be included in this?
Only theoretical concepts. So frankly speaking, I'm not an expert in that particular area. Okay. So I'll just check. Frankly speaking, I just know the theoretical concepts of AWS, Agile and all. Yeah, Scrum and all. I will just I'm thorough with those concepts. All this part is covered. Yeah, I can give you complete information till here. Yeah, this I'm expert. Okay, no worries on this particular thing, Agile methodology. Whereas DevOps, last two sections. Yeah, these two. DevOps fundamental level is there. So I will just be explaining the, I will not give any hands-on for this. I will only give you some fundamental details, like theoretical concept, in fact, using AWS and DevOps. That's the expectation.
Yeah, that's enough, ma'am.
Because anyway, the fundamentals have to be covered here. So theoretical concepts only.
Okay, ma'am.
Any other queries?
No queries, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Sudhir, it was good talking to you. And yeah, I would like to close if you don't have any questions.
Ma'am, if possible, can you please share this recording session link?
Yes, you can ask the coordinator, whoever is the coordinator, you can ask her.
Okay,
She-
okay. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, I am only the trainer part. I am not going to start the training, neither end the training. So everything will be done by the coordinator. You can talk to them.
Okay, ma'am. Sure.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks, Sudhir. Let's catch up. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Bye.